May I please ask for a roll call?
Supervisor Riley?
Present.
Clerk Anzaldi?
Present.
Treasurer Epikin?
Present.
Trustee Erda Thompson?
Present.
Trustee Jaffer? Trustee Braybeck? Madam Supervisor, you have 4 members present.
Thank you. May I please ask for an approval of the agenda?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the agenda for May 27th, 2026.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the agenda is approved. I will go ahead and open it up for public comment number 1. Any person may come forward at this time to address the board. Anyone who wishes to speak is requested but not required to state his or her name for the address for the record. Nope. Come on up. Good evening.
Hi,
Hello.
my name is Sally Spees, and I live at 3780 Santa Fe Trail. I did a public comment. Did anybody read that?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. So I thought I would just repeat what I did there, except I changed a little bit. So I bought my 3780 Santa Fe Trail on Wednesday, October 29th, 2025. From closing, I drove to this building, and I handed the property transfer affidavit and the pre-affidavit to Elizabeth, who handed these 2 same affidavits to Warshaw. They were time-stamped. I understand Raymond was working remotely from home on October 30th, 2025. Pittsfield Township indeed processed the change of my ownership of 3780 Santa Fe Trail on October 30th, 2025, but they didn't send the tax bill to me. Rather, my 2025 winter tax bill was sent to the prior owner's mortgage bank. My tax bill was grouped with 3,800 other properties that the bank submitted to Pittsfield Township on November 14, 25. On November 17, 25, the tax bills were committed to the printers, and the bank received my tax bill by December 1. They didn't pay it as they didn't own the property anymore, and their loan had been paid off 4 months earlier. I was not informed until February 23rd. I don't want to be held accountable for this error because I was fined $101.72. Even though I tried to pay the tax bill on February 24th, 26, as soon as I received my first tax bill, Pittsfield Township said I couldn't pay my taxes unless I paid the fine also. I understand Pittsfield Township does not have the authority to refund me this penalty, but after all the calls I've made with them and the conversations, the wonderful conversations we've had, I think that they probably would if they could. I also understand that you're the board that can refund me my $101.72. I do understand that this has happened to a handful of other people before me, and that the policy has been changed. So new people that move into our community, and I'm one of those, will get that tax bill at 3780 Santa Fe Trail, as well as the mortgage company getting it, so that they don't fall in the cracks, but I did. So I am requesting that you please refund me $101.72 that I was fined. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do I leave now?
Yep. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak during public comment? Do you want to respond first?
I was actually going to respond to...
Mr. Rollins, are you okay if he responds first, or do you want her to speak first?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
Oh, either way, it doesn't matter.
No.
Okay, thank you.
No, I just wanted to thank Sally,
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Okay, can I come back up to see you?
Oh, you're fine.
Oh, I'm good here.
I did just want to thank you. We have had quite a few conversations over the past couple months, but you are absolutely right in this scenario. We do understand how this happened, and it does happen to rarely happens to a few people in certain scenarios. But this situation did give us the opportunity to. This situation did give us the opportunity to fill in those cracks, and thank you for understanding that. We do have statutory obligations, and our rules and our policies have to be applied evenly across the board for every taxpayer and every resident. So, but I thank you for understanding, and unfortunately, under Michigan law, we are we are obligated to collect that penalty.
But is this board obligated to, does this board, from what I understood, this board had the authority above that obligation
Okay.
to that wrong or right?
I'm sorry. So yeah, how it works is like, the people, everybody comes up and speaks, and then we have a response. And then there'll be a second time for comment at the end, too, as well. Sorry, thank you, though, yes. Do you want to respond anymore?
Oh,
Was
no,
it-
no,
okay.
that was it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Christine.
Ms. Laronas.
Christina Laronis, 151 East Textile Road. I was surprised, well, or not surprised, to see the resignation of trustee Courtney Mills. I would have liked to have seen her letter of resignation in the packet and to better understand her reasons for,
I thought it was in the packet, I'm so sorry. That was our mistake, I thought it was in the packet.
okay, so maybe you could explain,
Yes.
why she's resigning, and, because she was kind of just
I
elected.
did announce it at the end of the last meeting, so sorry.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Well, you weren't here, you had to leave early, but I did. Sorry.
My daughter, right, I was with my daughter. Because I was going to say, given the fact that in this packet, it said that you knew it as of May, it was effective as of May 5th, you could have announced it at the last board meeting. It sounds like you did it at the end of the meeting. I'm sure you did. But that being said, there's no obligation to immediately appoint immediately after. It would have, just for the sake of transparency and community involvement, it would have been a really good idea to put this up on the website and ask people who are interested, residents who are interested and who would qualify for the position, to apply. You may already have it in your head, the person that you want to, but just to even throw us a bone, let people apply for this position. It's a very important position, trustee on the Board of Trustees. It's a member of the executive committee that runs the township. Given the fact that I attend all of the board meetings, I attend all of the planning commission meetings, I attend nearly all of the park commission meetings, but they move them around, so sometimes it conflicts with another meeting I have. I would have liked to have applied. I also feel I could have brought quite a bit of historical knowledge to the position. I would have liked to have at least been considered, given the fact that I'm looking in the packet tonight and I'm seeing a letter related to our old water contract that has my name on it. It's like, I could bring a lot of help, I would think, to this board, given the fact that some of you really don't have a whole lot of background in the township. But regardless, obviously, it's your decision. You can select anyone that you want. I'm sure that the lady that you've selected will be absolutely fantastic in the position and a nice addition to the board. But again, it would be, should this occur again, and given how often Mr. Brabeck's absent, maybe there'll be another opportunity, but should this happen again, I think it would be terrific just to put it up on the township website. You don't have to immediately fill the position, and I know that there are a lot of people that have lived in the township for a long time that could bring a wealth of experience to the job and would be interested in applying. So that's my main comment, and I would have liked to have had that opportunity, and I'm sorry I had to leave just before the end of the meeting last time. And then on the water contract, it's for the next 20 years, and I just want to make sure that, and I'm sure our utilities director and utilities staff have reviewed it. If you could, when you get to that item on the agenda, explain who's reviewed it, who's made sure that it's going to meet all of our needs, given how much our township has grown over the past number of years. When I was in office, I believe it was unlimited amount of water, but not a guaranteed pressure. So I would like to hope that we're still at least getting the unlimited amount of water, because what we did when I was in office was built that 5 million gallon tank on Textile Road so that it could be filled at night, filled at off-peak hours.
1 minute.
And then that would, thank you, and then it, because we were falling dangerously low in water pressure when I took office in 2000, and the 750,000 gallon elevated tank would actually drop so low that we had boil water advisories. So it's important that it's done exactly right, the water contract, so that we have sufficient water at sufficient pressure, and that there's no limitation on the amount of water. And then lastly, just briefly, could you give us an update on what the plan is to clear all of those blue curb carts out that are all stacked up around the water tank in the middle of our park? They've been there a while, and I just like to know if there's a plan. So, thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to, oh, wait, can I say something? Go ahead.
Is it time for?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I don't
Yeah,
know
of
if
course.
anybody else would
Of
like to
course.
speak at public
Is
comment.
there anyone else who'd like to speak at this time? Okay, board response.
I would just like to say that it was my responsibility to put that letter into the packet for some reason, and I don't know, I just never forwarded it to anybody after that.
Ms. Courtney, trustee Mills moved to Florida.
Okay.
So, and
She
she
moved out.
had given us the letter after the deadline for the packet, for the last packet. But at the board response at the end of the last meeting, I did say that there was an opening, we had 45 days to fill it, that I would be bringing it back to this meeting. And I have pulled from the interest forms that were out there, and we did post to the social media, anybody interested in public, in commissions and committees, and we picked from that pool. Yeah, but we'll talk a little bit more about the choice when the time comes.
Madam Chair, I would just like to say that I will instruct my staff to go ahead and put it in the next packet for communications.
Absolutely.
Because that was my bad, sorry.
Yeah. All right, thank you. All right, seeing no more, if anybody else like to respond or any comments? Okay. Then we will move on to approval of the minutes. May I please have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the minutes of the regular meeting held on May 13th, 2026.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the minutes are approved. Moving on, we don't have a public hearing or any communications. May I please have a motion for the consent agenda?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the consent agenda, items 7.1 through 7.7.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the consent agenda is approved. Moving on to 8.1. May I please have a motion?
Madam Chair, 8.1 is the 2025 Annual Safety Report, and I believe
Is this sort of to,
Director Gray? The committee.
that's right. The actual report is in the packet. We do have Manager Matt Catanzarite. If you just want to give a couple of highlights from the report, that would be wonderful.
Absolutely, I'll be real brief. So yeah, you may know we give a report every year of the safety committee's actions and goals that we fill out through the year, and as we meet, we have some of the committee members here with us today. I just want to, say I'm thankful to serve for a community, and, happy that they promote a culture of safety by identifying opportunities to improve safety and security for residents, visitors, and employees of the township. So, yeah, take a look at the
And I think
annual
that you
report.
actually made some cost-saving improvements. I think there was,
Yeah.
we have this place where you can kind of get, Band-Aids and medical type of things, and I think you took it in-house and saved quite a
That's
bit of funds doing it yourself.
Yeah, that's definitely one of our goals. You'll find in the safety committee report is our overhauling the first aid procurement for all the buildings in the township. Well, just this building for right now, but
Yeah.
expand
You're
it
jobbing that
further.
out at a
Yeah.
big cost, and the
Yeah.
employees have tipped in to
Yeah.
take rounds doing that, so thank you for that, too.
Yeah, definitely.
Any questions?
No, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, yeah, thank you.
All right, so we'll accept that report. It's already in the packet, so we don't really need to do anything formal on that. In the spirit of sort of having departments come every so often to kind of talk a little about what's going on, we do have the building department to give the 2026 Building Services Department report. And we're going to go ahead and call up our Deputy Director, Laura Igna, to give us a start of it.
Good evening. I will try to keep this brief. There's going to be two parts to it. I'm going to do the first part, and then the director is going to do the facility maintenance initiatives. So there's three areas that we want to highlight within our operational report for 2026. That is the building department operations, the rental housing division operations, and then, as I just mentioned, our township facility maintenance initiatives. So we'll start with the building department operations. Just to highlight a few areas of improvement, we pinpointed the need to improve our residential plan review timelines. So for context of how plan reviews work within the building department, we intake the building permit submittal. Residential permit reviews are done in-house, and commercial plan reviews are performed by a third-party consultant. So if there is a submittal that needs planning, zoning, or engineering review, we first route it to the community development department. Once their portion of the review is completed, it comes back to the building department. That's when we start the clock, so to speak, on our portion of the review. So what we were finding initially is that it was taking approximately 7 to 10 business days for residential reviews that were being completed in-house. And since we saw the need to improve those numbers and the turnaround timeframes, we started by assigning a plan reviewer. So our building inspectors are also licensed by the state to conduct plan reviews, and they do our in-house residential plan reviews. Now, as you're aware, they're located at the community center. Our administrative operations are here, but our inspectors are at the community center. So we went ahead, we brought reviewers here 2 days a week. We saw improvement by from 7 to 10 business days to 5 to 7 business days just initially. So in 2026, we wanted to build upon that. And we were able to hire an additional building inspector and increase those efforts to be 4 days a week. We will have plan reviewers located here at the administration building. So that has in turn, we are now at about a 24 to 48 hour turnaround for our building reviews on residential projects. So a pretty good, initiative. I mean, a pretty good turnaround from where we were at in 2025 to now where we stand in 2026. We've also been able to increase our customer service presence as well, because now we have individuals who are here for customers that come to the counter, phone calls, and as we know, the administration building gets the majority of the customers. So that was also part of the initiative to improve upon that as well. So we're pretty happy with those efforts. And to kind of piggyback off of that, so to speak, we also are able to conduct inspections next day for the majority of our inspection types. So building inspections are done Monday through Friday, electrical Monday through Thursday, and mechanical and plumbing also Monday through Thursday. So thankfully, we've been able to maintain a 24-hour turnaround on our inspection timeframe, which within Washtenaw County, we are one of the most responsive departments for plan review and for our inspection services. So we're proud of that. We want to maintain that level of customer service and hopefully even improve upon it by, in the future, offering same-day plan reviews for smaller projects if we can. That would be more over-the-counter. There's some logistical things that we have to figure out before we can get that ball rolling, but we're hopeful that that'll be an initiative within this year to the next. Then in terms of permit activity and development trends. So we took some numbers that were in the report that is in the packet. The numbers that we pulled were from January through April of 2025. We compared those to the same time frame within 2026. So what we are seeing is that the number of, and this is strictly permits that were issued for building permits. And we took some of our top categories. We didn't include all of our permit totals. It does not include trade permits, so no electrical, mechanical, or plumbing. So for residential new homes, we had a total of 50 so far for 2026. So there was a 16.3% increase from this time frame in 2025. There was a slight increase In residential addition, alteration, or repair permits, deck permits were slightly lower than 2025. Solar permits were increased from 2026 to 2025, and then commercial additions and alterations were also slightly lower from this time last year. But what I do want to highlight is that from the time this was submitted in the packet, it's highlighted here that we received 3 commercial building permits for new builds from the ground up, but that has actually now been 4 new commercial builds. And if you compare that to 2025, we did not have any commercial new builds from the ground up. We had mostly remodel projects last year. And the continuation of a build out from the 2 new apartment buildings on Clark and Gulf side. So what we're seeing is that we're seeing growth in both residential and commercial developments in the township and with the permits that we are issuing. So some years within the building department were carried by residential development, some years were carried by commercial development, but so far this year we're seeing a healthy mix of both. So I cannot be mad about that. That is good for us. And in relation to plan reviews, trying to modernize our systems and what we offer to the public, recently we started offering online inspection scheduling, online permitting for our trades. The area that we do not currently offer online is building permits. So we want to be able to offer that, and we demoed a few different software companies that provide digital plan review, and we're hoping to find one that will offer compatibility with our software program with BS&A, and it will help streamline the review process amongst the departments, so from community development to the building department. And it's also something that we have received customer feedback. It's something that they want, so it is something that we are taking an initiative to try to be able to provide sooner rather than later. In addition to all of that, we have various other operational improvements to our department procedures, trying to improve customer service and operational consistency. So that's a big undertaking just on the building side. That's not even on the housing division side. So now to kind of segue into the rental housing division, our housing division oversees the inspection of 877 single-family rental properties. We have 26 multifamily complexes within the township with 6,670 rental units. Now, in previous years, when we went through the COVID-19 pandemic, we had suspended our rental housing inspection operations. Some individuals were not comfortable, or we were not permitted to be able to carry on. So we have been working to recover from that. And with the table that was provided here, it shows just numbers from 2024 to April of 2026. And what you'll see is that in 2024, we had 2,115 rental inspections. Go ahead to 2025, we had 3,628. Now, for roughly just over the first quarter of 2026, we sit at 1,503 inspections just within the first quarter of 2026. And so we're more than half of the inspections that were completed in all of 2024. We are almost to half of the inspections completed within 2026. And we are hoping, projecting, to be close to doubling the number of inspections this year that we conducted in 2025. So we're seeing a good turnaround in that program since it being completely suspended just a number of years ago. So our staff is working extremely hard to make that possible, to continue moving it in the right direction. Another portion, we are doing the short-term rental program development. Part of that program will be housed within the building department and the rental housing division. The other portion will be within the community development department. So for our portion, we're building the operational framework. They'll receive their initial approvals through community development, and then they will come to the housing division to oversee the registration, the inspection, and the licensing of that program. So we're building that out so that we're ready to implement that come August of this year when that takes effect. And another note would be our compliance initiatives that we have been working on the last year. So within the past year, the Building Services Department and the Housing Division have worked together, and we have sought compliance on 4 condemned non-habitable homes within the township. Now, these efforts are not quick. They take a lot of work, and they take a lot of follow-up efforts by staff. So with the improvement of these 4 properties, we were able to add new investment within the township, and we were able to help what ended up being rehabilitation of those properties, and it also positively impacted the neighboring properties in some of those situations, which they were very grateful for, and it helped the community overall. So we are going to continue those compliance initiatives within this year. One of our mottos is fair, firm, and friendly, and then another one is teach them what you know and show them that you care. So we are using those components together to try to help foster compliance with some of these properties within the township. Now, the next portion, I'll turn it over to the director and building official, Chris Sfera. Thank you.
Thank you. Tough act to follow.
Good evening, Board.
Good evening.
I'm just going to touch on the maintenance of the facility, and that would be this building. You all know that we just recently have updated the suppression system, and we're actually, the final tests are tomorrow morning. It's taken that long to get to this point. We didn't want to do the test during freezing weather with creating potential problems. Some of the other items on the radar for this building is our backup generator is in dire need of some service. We're waiting on some final quote for the work that needs done on that, and they're having a little bit of difficulty getting the parts that we need. We also need to do some upgrades to our HVAC. We've always been experiencing a little bit of coolness in the building or a little bit of heat. Part of the problem is there are 6, they're basically VAV boxes. They're little air controllers that were never upgraded during the original upgrade during the COVID era. I can only assume it was because of budgetary reasons. So we are looking at changing over these last 6 components that would work with the control box that is existing to get better air and heat flow throughout the different portions of the building. That's our goal. Both of those are fairly large expenses, so we're taking it slow, talking with finance, seeing how we can't pull this off. Additionally on our radar is going to be exterior caulking of the building, all the windows, and then we're going to eventually have to look at parking lot maintenance. That's pretty much all we have for this building.
You're still working on the LED transfer out.
LED, we have all the LEDs, and we're putting them in as we can afford to pay the electrician to install them. Yeah.
Nice. Okay,
Good.
any questions or comments?
I think I would just make a comment or two. I do know buildings works really hard. They have a really tough job, and you guys are so incredibly busy, and I really appreciate the work both of you and Laura do, because I know it's not that easy. There's something that you just said, though, kind of caught me like, oh, that's interesting. You guys are going to be doing the parking lot?
Well, we're not going to do the parking lot. We just want to do maintenance on it, whether it's sealing of any of the cracks, seal coat, striping.
Okay.
It's just on our radar. Yeah.
Oh.
But that's not the high priority. I think we need to call
You
for
are
the
doing the parking lot
exterior of
over
the
at Parks
building.
and Rec building, though.
Correct. Oh, we're building a parking lot at the Parks and Rec building,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, but were you talking about this parking lot too?
Yeah, parking lot maintenance here, yeah.
So
I've-
does buildings, I don't even know this, does buildings take care of parking lots?
They're the catch-all
kinda
for
like
everything.
Yeah, we're the
I'm
catch-all.
confused. Sorry,
It has been nice, it has been nice. Director Gray and Kurt have done, phenomenal over there. I sort of slid right out of that, which worked out really well.
But yes, it is.
John Welter and Rich Wade have really done a lot over at Parks Community Center, so it's more just advising or assisting.
so I guess it's part of facilities management.
Yes,
I guess that's what I was
It
trying to
crosses over
figure
a little
out.
bit, could be a parking.
Yeah.
we inherited that.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so I just want to alert you to the fact there's like a little puddle thing that always forms every winter right in front of the main building.
Michelle will be following up with you.
Just so
after.
you know.
Okay, I'll make a note
I'll
of
be
that.
coming by.
Thanks.
That's all I have. Thank you very much.
No, thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
All
I
right.
appreciate it.
Supervisor,
Yes.
I
Oh,
do
yes.
have
Yes,
I do
please.
have a question. You guys are redoing the online permitting for residentials?
Yes, we're working on that.
Will the public be able to have access to it? Like if I see my neighbor building something on the property, can I go online and check to see
Yeah,
what's
actually,
going on?
you can do that already. Yeah.
Oh,
With-
that's something new? Okay,
Ever
'cause-
since we went to the cloud, you can actually log in to BSNA online and see, put in a property. It'll prompt you to put in
okay.
our zip code and address, and you can see some basic information,
Okay.
whether permits are pulled or not. Correct.
Okay, that's good to know, because we had an issue before, and it turned out our neighbor never pulled a permit,
Mm-hmm.
and they're building a hellacious garage.
Yeah.
I'm
And,
guessing that happens quite often.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
just want to make sure that, I can go online and look and
Yep,
help my
B-
neighbors understand.
BSNA online, yep.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. And really, the purpose of these department reports is, again, for you to know who our directors are and to be able to know what they're doing, rather than just get the, how much money they want for this project, to give them an overall view of what the big picture is. So hopefully that's helpful. All right, let's get on to the good stuff. All right, may I please have a motion for 9.1?
Yeah, Madam Chair, I move to adopt a resolution to appoint Camila, oh my gosh, am I going to really? Cromie to the Pittsfield Charter Township Board of Trustees, Resolution 26-13.
Second.
All right, I do want to discuss this a little bit. So as everyone knows that, I mentioned earlier, a couple weeks ago, Trustees Mills had turned in her resignation. She is moving to Florida for her husband's job. And at that point, we did have 45 days from May 5th. And we went to people who have showed interest before. We had obviously an interest form. We went ahead and did a social media blast to inform people, kind of, if you're interested in a board, commissioner, committee, please send it in. We did have a pool to pick from, and I am recommending Ms. Karami for many reasons. Obviously, she has been recommended by many people. She's worked with Diane Height, who is our labor director, or our, I guess, negotiator. She's worked for Greg Daly. She works in the equity office. She has extensive background. Our commissioners have all kind of stepped forward and said how wonderful. Cami is also, I'm sorry, Ms. Karami. We'll call her Cami as well. We're very informal here. Is also grown up in Pittsfield Township, so she lived here her entire life and chose to stay in Pittsfield, which I think is really important. She is a renter, and she's also representing an area in the township that our board does not really cover, over at Uptown, so the Ann Arbor Saline Road area. And I would like to call up Ms. Karami to speak a little about maybe her background and who she is. I know she's brought some people who support her, and when you have people that work with you that support you and your family, that tells you volumes right there.
I mean, it
So,
takes a village.
It takes a village,
It
or
really
in this
does.
case, a township.
It does. It takes a township. Well, good evening to you all. It's so nice to meet you all. My name is Cami. I know the resolution says Camellia, but please feel free to call me Cami. Don't worry about that. I am currently employed with Washtenaw County Administration. I've been employed with the county for 4 years, prioritizing public service. Like Madam Chair said, I am a lifelong Pittsfield Township resident. I was born and raised in Pittsfield Township. I'm happy to have been born and raised in Pittsfield Township. I think it is an incredible community to start and raise a family, so I'm so proud to be a Pittsfield girl. With this appointment in mind, it really got me thinking about what matters to me the most in Pittsfield Township. And for me, my passions lie in diversity, our parks, and safety. We are such a diverse township, and I'm so proud of that. Our parks, they speak for itself. I mean, they're incredible. We have the best parks in the county, if I dare say so myself.
You may.
And safety, I know there are specific corridors within Pittsfield Township that we really need to work on, and I want to ensure that our residents feel safe. So those are my really big 3 priorities. I'm very eager and excited to sit along you all in practicing good governance. So thank you again for this appointment, and I'm really excited.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, yes.
I also just really quickly want to mention that I'm joined here today by Marie Pfeiffer, Ashley Hall, Tabitha Reynolds. They are all county employees, and they have become more than colleagues to me. They've become best friends to me, so I'm happy to have their support. My best friend Nikki is right there too, and my family as well. Lifelong Pittsfield residents too, but yeah, I just wanted to give them a quick shout out too.
Yes.
So
That
thank
is
you.
the dream team of Washtenaw County right there, I will tell you that, for sure. Well, obviously, this is my recommendation, and we still have to vote. Are there any questions or any thing you'd like to grill Ms. Karami on? But I think, any questions you have for her?
At the moment, I don't.
Yeah, obviously, her resume is in the packet.
I was going to say I sat down too fast. I'm sorry.
No, you're absolutely fine.
I don't have any questions. I did have an opportunity to meet with Cammie. She is very lovely. I do like her experience with the county. One thing I think about, because she works in administration over the county, is our relationship, Pittsfield's relationship with the county, but I don't think ethically it presents any problems, even if it comes up that we're trying to handle or negotiate something with the county. And I would just like to say I did speak briefly with the attorney about that, and I feel like we will be able to handle those situations when they pop up, and I don't feel like that will be an issue at all. And I am glad to see that we have some representation on the board from our north, on our north side in an area where we don't have any of the trustees that sit there. So I really like that. And that's all I have to say.
And really, it shouldn't be a problem. I was chair of the Park Commission for many years and worked for Washtenaw County, and it wasn't a problem.
Yeah,
Yep.
no issues.
All right, then I will go ahead and call for a roll call.
Supervisor Riley?
Yes.
Clerk Anzaldi?
Yes.
Treasurer Epikin?
Yes.
Trustee Uter Thompson?
Yes.
Madam Supervisor, you have 4 yeas.
Well, that is unanimous. So would you like to bring everybody up? We could do a quick little picture?
Yes, I would love
Yeah, so why don't we do that? Take a picture of your family and the friends, and everybody come up here? Yes. And then, I wonder if maybe, want to move down there? Okay, we'll move down.
Yeah, I think it's better if we go down.
Oh, you want to go down? Okay.
Oh, I want to do family first, but yes, then. So we're going to do the plan. Here, I'll trust your guys' phones.
She wanted to do family first. Yeah, here. Ashley, you want one on your phone?
What's up?
Hey, oh my gosh. Wow. The
All right, I
reunion.
trust you on your phone.
Okay, I'm going to do Ashley's phone. Can you send these to me, Ashley? Okay. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
You'll send it to...
All right. So Ms. Karami will take her oath and then join us for our next meeting in June. So we're excited to have you aboard.
Thank you.
We won't be insulted if you leave or if you stay for your rest of, I know that's not always interesting, especially for people who do this. Like I say, it shouldn't be too much, we'll go through the other things pretty quickly, so. All right, may I ask for a motion for 9.2, please?
Madam Chair, I move to adopt a resolution to appoint an ordinance enforcement officer for the Community Development Department, Resolution 26-12.
Support.
Okay, any discussion on this one? All right, I'll ask for a roll call on this one.
Clerk Hanzaldi?
Yes.
Treasurer Eppikin?
Yes.
Trustee Erda Thompson?
Yes.
Supervisor Riley?
Yes.
Madam Supervisor, you have 4 yeas.
All right, resolution is adopted. May I please ask for a motion for 9.3?
Madam Chair, move to adopt a resolution for appointments to township boards, commissions, and committees, Resolution 26-14.
Second.
Okay, yeah, this one is just for our Board of Review. Many of you know that our Board of Review is an older Board of Review. They're great, and they are on it, and this is no reflection on them whatsoever, but we're going to have 2 alternates, because it's one of those committees that meets sporadically, and be able to be trained. I think there's someone in there who's like 92 years old, so eventually that person may want to step down, although they're doing a great job and they're sharp and no issues there whatsoever. But it's good to have alternates or alternates that can kind of come and learn a little about the background. So this is just another person who has real estate background and is a good fit for it. And while you have someone who has put an interest form in, who has that background, and you're allowed to have 2 alternates for a Board of Review. So that's why we're recommending to do that now, so they can start coming to the meetings to get themselves acquainted. So, all right, may I ask for a roll call for this one?
Treasurer Eppikin?
Yes.
Trustee Erda Thompson?
Yes.
Supervisor Riley?
Yes.
Clerk Hanzaldi?
Yes.
All right, you have 4 yeas.
All right, that is adopted as well. May I ask for a motion for 9.4, please?
Madam Chair, move to authorize the supervisor and clerk to sign the addendum to the fire dispatching service agreement with Emergent Health Partners for the period of July 1, 2026 through July 30th, 2027, for a cost not to exceed $118,733.16, subject to the township attorney approval.
Second.
All right, and we have our fire chief here to answer any questions, or maybe you want to tell us a little background while you're here?
Yeah, so this is just a renewal of our contract for 1 year. We did a 1-year renewal last year. There is a slight increase to this year due to the increased call volume from last year to the anticipated of this year into next year.
All right.
Okay.
Any questions, or? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Have a
being
good
here.
night.
All right, may I ask for a motion for 9.5, please?
Madam Chair, move to authorize the purchase of Axon licensing for body-worn camera system access for a 1-year term for a cost not to exceed $42,660, subject to the township attorney approval.
Second.
Okay, and for this one and the next one, we have Director Gray here, if anyone has any questions on this one. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, may I ask for a motion for 9.6?
Madam Chair, move to authorize the payment to Corrigan Moving Systems for the moving services for the Department of Public Safety Phase 1 building project for a cost not to exceed $13,241.57.
Second.
All right, yep, any discussion on this one? I know that there was some moving costs associated with getting us over to the Parks and Rec while the other building is being renovated, so.
It's a 2-day operation. You don't move a police and fire department on the same day or within
Yeah.
2 days very often,
They
thankfully.
were lofty in the beginning to do it one day, but yeah, that was
Yes.
quite the move.
It worked, honestly, it went about as smoothly as you could expect. There were a few hiccups, but they did a really great job.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, may I please have a motion for 9.7?
Madam Chair, move to authorize the supervisor and clerk to enter into a 20-year water service contract with Ypsilanti Community Utilities Authority for the purchase of drinking water, subject to the township attorney approval.
Second?
Second.
All right, we have Dr. Iridge here. It's going to be the next 4 or 5 of them here. And if by chance, when you're up here too, if you could talk a little to Ms. Aronis' question about the bins as well, give a little background. So,
Absolutely.
But first, we'll go ahead and start with does anybody have any questions on 9.7?
No.
Or anything like any further information?
Well, I mean, I think it was mentioned regarding the pressure of the water
Yes.
and
The amounts.
the amount of
Yeah, if you could, yeah.
So, yeah, so for clarity on that, the terms as far as our water supply and our water pressure did not change. This contract terms was almost exclusively about rates in a new rate structure that YCWA wants to present. So same structure as far as our PSI, minimum 40 40 pounds PSI throughout the entire township. Unlimited in District 1. District 2 does have a limit of 4,550 gallons per minute, which is, I think, 6.5 million gallons daily. So we're still robust on that. Obviously, YCA would like to sell more water, so we did talk about that number, and that number, we're comfortable leaving it where it is, but there's there's chances to expand.
I believe you were able to kind of negotiate that cost down, too.
Yeah, so just speaking to that, so this was presented to us in December of 2025, right ahead of it expiring. We took 5 months to review it. We did have outside consultants on our side, YCUA side, negotiate for 3 months on the rates. Contract terms were negotiated between myself and the director at YCUA. Terms were reviewed by township attorneys and YCUA's attorneys.
And the director kept me up to date on all the whole process.
So the biggest change in this is that YCUA is going with a new state model, which is a commodity rate, which is what we exclusively were before. So whatever water you use is what you paid for. The state is pushing it towards a model where you have a fixed rate. So a fixed rate monthly, which is essentially a rate of serve charge. It's just assuring you capture your operational cost to, I guess, safeguard against the low flow days. So if you have a situation where you don't use an ounce of water, say we didn't buy anything from YCUA, they still have cost. We have to absorb those. We wrap them into our rates. So it's really just a different model. They reduced our commodity rate, but increased our fixed amount.
Any questions or anything up more than that one?
I've got a question.
please.
I know we're constantly growing. We got a report that we got more buildings coming up and more improvements in a lot of the buildings. Will we be able to keep up with this for the next 20 years?
Yep, so we are good. In 2005 or 2004, when that building was built, it was built to double the capacity that we currently carry. We operate on our peak capacity days about 3.1 million gallons daily. 6.5 is what we can get from one point, and we can produce up to 7.5 million. So our peak 10-year outflow is looking at about 4.4 million gallons, and that's with everything built out in the township. So we do water reliability studies. We do those every 5 years. So that reviews the entire township, factors in growth, factors in the master plans, and we're good right now. We're very good, very comfortable.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Director Highway, do you know, and I'm only thinking this because it's going to be coming to this board as it relates to like data centers, do you feel like there's going to be some kind of impact with water? I don't know. I'm just curious.
Yes, there could be. That model changes for the amount of consumption that data centers use. The way we're wording or we're looking towards it is we could support it in some areas, but not in others. So in our District 1, which is our heavy industrial area, I don't know if it could support it.
Okay.
And then there, Yucca has a one-year moratorium on supplying water and sewage to data centers, while a water study is being done. So that affects us.
That helps.
Thank you, Ypsilanti Township.
Data centers weren't factored into our 20-year models. I guess if that's the best way, I guess I can answer it. So it would probably require us to, if we were considering data centers, to redo the model. And that's probably an 8-month process.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of municipalities right now have all the answers on this data center and like how detrimental, if it is, how what the impact will be. So I find it very interesting, but I kind of also interested in how utilities are going to offset the power that's going to be sucked in by these data centers. So
I think the energy would be more of the bigger concern. But that being said, like I said, we did not factor data centers into our models.
Okay.
Nothing of that high consumption.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that is passed. And may I have a motion for 9.9?
Madam Chair, I move
Oh,
to
9.8, sorry.
Madam Chair, I move to authorize the payment to Kennedy Industries for the removal and replacement of Pump 3 at the Lower Road Lift Station for a cost not to exceed $48,500, including contingencies.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on this one? It's pretty self-explanatory, just, single lift station. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that passes as well. May I please have a motion for 9.9?
Madam Chair, I move to authorize the payment to Kennedy Industries for the removal and replacement of the programmable logic controllers at the elevated water tank and US 23 meter vault for a cost not to exceed $21,200, including contingencies.
Second.
Okay, any discussion or questions for Director Roach? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that passes as well. May I please have a motion for 9.10?
Madam Chair, I move to authorize the supervisor and clerk to enter into an easement agreement with Hudson Hotel Group LLC, establishing an easement over the water main, subject to the township attorney approval.
Second.
Okay, any discussions or questions on this one? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that passes as well. May I please have a motion for 9.11?
Madam Chair, I move to authorize the supervisor and clerk to enter into an easement agreement with Robertson Towns on the Green LLC, establishing an easement over the water and sanitary sewer mains, subject to the township attorney approval.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, you're all good. Thank you.
If it's not out of order.
And
Can I
yes.
talk about the bins?
Yes, the bins, please, I'm sorry.
So,
Yes,
yeah,
thank
so
you.
the bins are actively being collected from Priority Waste's third party. So Corrigan, our third party, collected them from the township and took them to Textile Road Booster Station, which is right by Marshview Park. They had to be held for a term of 30 days before the township can move on them as abandoned property. Today is that 30th day, so they're actively, third party is actively removing them. I'm saying there's probably 75% have been removed from the township. We have 3 sites that they were at. It's currently at the 1 site now, which is Textile, so it's not great, but it's still being moved. I would imagine by the end of the week, they would have the remainder, probably 4,000 removed. So that's the hope. If not, then the township will have to move on it with bringing in a third party to collect those.
And may I just say that the director has done an incredible job, as well as the director of community development, working together to get this whole switch over in our rubbish. It has been quite the ordeal, and they have been very creative and worked within the law to get things done best they can, and appreciate all the extra effort.
It takes a township.
Takes a township, yes. That's our slogan, right? We see it on our signs. It takes a township. All right, thank you very much. All right, may I please have a motion for 9.12?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the purchase of an Avaya CM upgrade to the township phone system for a cost not to exceed $75,000.
Second.
We do have our director of our IT, John Adams, here, if anybody has any questions on this one. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, those are approved. Moving on, do we have any liaison reports or trustee reports?
Not for myself.
Okay. I do want to just bring out a couple of things and say, reminder that on June 18th, the Planning Commission will be reviewing the draft data center ordinance. I would definitely like to invite everyone to that meeting. I think that would be very educational. Our staff, along with our planning consultants, have been working for months, working with various lawyers and partners and throughout the county to bring a robust data center ordinance draft to the Planning Commission. Okay. And I think it would be helpful for us to be there. And again, I'm stressing it's good for us to stay on top of it during the whole process, so that by the time it gets to us, we understand why it got to us, sort of like the short-term rentals, why the decisions were made, what the discussion was. It's just very helpful to follow it along the way. So ask you to do that. And of course, if you can't make it, it's always reading the minutes and that sort of thing. There'll be a first engagement of our Parks and Recreation new comprehensive plan. The first engagement will be on June 6th at 9 a.m. at Lily Park. It's in conjunction right before our fishing derby, but our consultant will be there kind of doing our first engagement to start the process of getting feedback so that we can make our comprehensive plan for Parks and Rec the best it can be.
Madam Chair, on June 19th, what time is it, the meeting?
I believe it's 6:30. Am I
6:30?
correct?
And what time are you meeting on June 6th?
Oh, sorry, June 18th? Oh, the 18th.
June 18th?
Yes.
Okay, and then June 6th at Lily Park, what time?
9 a.m.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. All right, then I will go ahead and open it up for public comment two. Any person may come forward at this time to address the board. Anyone who wishes to speak is requested but not required to state his or her name and address for the record.
Just really quick.
Yep.
Nice to meet you, and I'll see you at every meeting, so it'll be fun. And thank you for including the letter of resignation in the next packet, is that right? Or attach it to the minutes of this meeting, one or the other. And then the other is, you'd mentioned that her resume, Ms. Karami? Karami. Ms. Karami's resume was in the packet, but of course it was not. So if you could also include that, that would be great.
Okay. Yes, I apologize. I thought that was going to be in there too.
No, that's fine. It was nice to see you in person and learn more about you at the meeting, so that was helpful. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for pointing that out, and yes, we will make sure that's in there. Okay. Any more response or anything? All right. If not, I will go ahead and ask for a motion to adjourn.
Madam Chair, move to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Meeting is adjourned at 7:27.
Thank you.